Welcome to our webinar. The purpose of the webinar is to answer some of the partners' questions in terms of they'd like a little bit more information. So thank you for joining. And on our slide now we have the first question, which is there a plan to have the Diploma of Paramedical Science on scope? The answer is yes. In the long term, that would be something that we would probably be looking at adding to our scope of training. Next question is, what about the Certificate 3 in Mines Rescue? Well, we have the new Certificate 3 in Mines Rescue already added to scope, and that is, of course, that can be taught right now. Thanks, Gavin. At any time anybody's got any questions, feel free to jump in. The next question, is our CPR LVR course recognised in Victoria? And the answer is yes. And can a New South Wales unregistered trainer deliver courses in Victoria? Well, the answer is yes, they can deliver anywhere in Australia.
Thank you very much.
I think this one's yours as well, Margaret. Can the enrolment data section be updated so that when you type in the school qualification, i.e. year 10 or year 12, the system automatically calculates the year of completion? This was already done for you when you put their date of birth in. When you put their date of birth in further up on the enrolment form, then the system automatically calculates their perceived year they left school, which is 18 years after they were born. Do you find that that's what it does now?
No, well, that's if they've completed year 12. But if they've only done year 9 or year 10, it comes up calculated as if they did year 12, so you've then got to adjust it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in the system, you only can compare one field to another field, and the system automatically calculates it from the date of birth. So
just the date of birth, so it couldn't be a calculation of the date of birth, the year they ticked they left school, and then an automatic calculation of the year?
I could look into it for you, but when we discussed this with the guy that does our website, that's what he came up with.
Okay.
These statistics are only for the government to calculate, how many school leavers did a course and how many year 10 students did a course. We don't actually do anything with these figures other than pass them on to the regulator at the end of the year.
Yeah, I was just thinking it might make it a little easier for people data entering, that was all.
Yeah.
But no, I understand what the information's for. Yep.
Yeah. Some trainers make it easy for themselves when they put that calculation in. Can assessment questions for online written tests be renewed to take into account of LLN of students, make the questions easy to understand? In addition, answers such as all the above to be placed at the bottom of the answer options. This has been a discussion for a while between you and I, Margaret, and we've made some movement towards, if you look at the first aid questions now, they are a lot more simpler, and we've just done a review for the next print run to make it a little bit more clearer for students to understand.
It's also in the manual handling as well and things like that, yeah.
Yeah. Manual handling is one of the units that's under review. I want to completely redo the assessment. It's a little bit complicated at the moment, but these things take time, and we're fully trying to move towards making the assessments a little bit easier for there's no ambiguity.
Yeah, that's it. It's always sort of looked as if you have this template and you then organise the questions around what fits the template.
Well, we did, right, that's exactly what we did. But that's changed since the introduction of the new AID units. The next question was, will the annual conference be at Goulburn this year? Well, the answer would probably be no. The next question would be, can Alan's training be more flexible with renewing partner arrangements for 2014 regarding the hard copy application for small providers? Now, the system is set up so that theoretically next year you should be able to just bring along your PD for the year and any other courses that you've done. In a hard copy arrangement, you would then have to supply that every year, but a hard copy would be available for smaller providers if they did not want to do the online. But the online also provides you as a backup for if you've lost a certificate and you haven't taken a copy, well then we would have a copy that was available for you to use as well. So it's also a backup.
Like a database for their own certificates.
Yeah, that's correct. Is it possible to have a skeleton staff work between Christmas and New Year to assist with inquiries? My personal mobile was available all over Christmas and New Year if anybody had any difficulties or problems. I think it's probably a bit hard to ask the staff to work during that time. Theoretically, we would presume that the courses would have been entered before Christmas, and we put on extra staff to make sure that all the certificates were sent out. And theoretically, there'd be no courses over the Christmas New Year. Was there any other reason, Margaret, that you felt that that would be a good idea?
Well, the question wasn't so much inquiries. It was more related to if we did have courses. I mean, I think this last year the office was closed. Was it Thursday or Friday at lunchtime?
Friday.
Friday at lunchtime. I actually did a course, so Wednesday was Christmas, I think. I actually did a course on Tuesday, and I've been known most years to even do Christmas Eve training. So it's actually going to sit there for a while, particularly when the offices reopened almost, not quite, but a week after New Year. I just feel that they're sitting there for a long time, and was just thinking, is it possible to have a skeleton staff and all they do is just data enter and perform the certificate posting just as a skeleton staff if you're closed from the Friday before Christmas through till almost a week after Christmas.
Yeah. I suppose in a way I'm the skeleton staff, and as I said, we advertise my mobile phone as a point of contact. If the same situation happened next year, it's just as I can do administrative work. So if that was an issue, I'd be happy to help you out next year. So, but I think it's Christmas is a time to be around the staff, to be around their family, and I'm always available to assist in any way I can.
Thank you very much.
The next question is, can you provide a list of changes to last year to practice for first aid and the evidence behind the reason for change? E.g., I know about compressions only CPR option, any change or evidence behind other changes. I can't really give you any answer to that. I'm not really sure where that question is going. I will bypass question number 2 on that as well, because that's more of a statement than a question. Question number 3: why don't they recommend raising legs for shock anymore, and why lying for a head injury? This is the Australian Resuscitation Council made these changes. I suppose the rationale for this was that people were raising legs for head injuries, thus increasing intracranial pressure, thus increasing the bleed. So they made that decision so that I suppose first aiders weren't making detrimental treatment decisions for the casualty. The next question is, do you know any quality YouTube videos or resources to support learning? There's a number of good quality YouTube videos, and of course there's a new CPR video coming out that won the Australian Resuscitation Council short film produced by our own Ben Cleaver, and I understand that's ready for sale probably in the next 3 weeks. And I invite everybody to go to the Australian Resuscitation Council's website to view that short video. And I had, sorry?
You did actually send an email to everybody about that when it first happened.
Yeah.
And, it was great to have a look at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, the large video, I think it's 20 odd minutes, is quite exceptional as far as a little bit of comedy and you know, sensible training. So, you know, it's going to be you know, a great opportunity. One of the great things that Gavin's introduced to our business is the Facebook trainer page, and those people that are actually on it are sharing ideas, and there's a lot of questions answered on there, such as, you know, lately defibrillation and teaching you know, other RTO trainers, etc. So, you know, I encourage anybody that's not on that Facebook trainer page to join, because it's very, very beneficial, very beneficial. Well, they were the questions that we received. Anything else, Gavin, that you'd like to add?
No, nothing at this stage.
Did we answer your questions, Margaret?
You certainly did. I have one final one, hopefully put a smile on your face.
Excellent.
I can see you clearly up there, Jim, with Gavin Howard's name under you.
Where are we looking?
Where I'm looking at the top, yes, it's you, Jim, but
Oh,
there's a
okay.
picture of Tracy with Tracy's name underneath it, but officially you're called Gavin Howard.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I'm actually sitting at Gavin's computer, because as you know, I'm not very computer literate.
There you
So he's
go. Not the only one.
he's driving the boat, and I'm just sitting here providing the commentary.
Correct.
Anything
Gavin,
else you'd like to ask?
I can certainly say this looks like a very good system. You can type in any questions you've got if you can't do a voice activation. It looks like it's well set up, and I cross my fingers and hope that more people get involved with the webinar. It's a very good system.
Yeah. Well, we want to expand this to be able to have direct face-to-face commentary with trainers and questions and answer, you know, on the spot, rather than waiting for months. So this is a real opportunity, and we thank you, Margaret, for joining.
Thank you, and I'll go out and buy a webcam now.
Wonderful.
Okay, catch you later.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Margaret.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Gavin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Trace.